Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Thank you very much for coming out to the Downtown Bar. Are you ready to begin the Downtown Bar Comedy Roast of Sareth Ney? We are here tonight to honor, /insult, /celebrate, /shit on everything about this weird little firecracker of a man.
Yeah!
Some of you may know Sareth as Fu Manchu, his superhero alter ego. I think his superpower is avoiding lawsuits. His two biggest arch villains are the Wu-Tang Clan and DC Comics, apparently. They have not been able to bring him down. Tonight, this is gonna be a comedy roast. You're gonna hear some horrible shit said in a loving way. This is an old comedy tradition, like a classic example of like an old school comedy roast joke would be like, I just flew in from a friendship with John Brown and boy are my coattails tired. You know, like something like that. He is one of the comedians you'll hear from tonight. He's the guy right there who looks like Bruce Banner got stuck 20 seconds into the whole transformation. He just has to walk around like that now. Some of the people you'll hear from tonight are not comedians. So they wrote their own material tonight. Some of them may not be as funny. Just please be patient with them. Comedians keep people like that around to just sort of act as a counterpoint when we get depressed. You know what I mean? Bojon, for example. You'll hear from him tonight. He likes to point out that his name spelled backwards is no job, and being a comedian would be a job. So he is keeping it real. Okay, give it up for the Downtown Bar, first of all. They let us do shit like this all the time. John Brown and I have been doing comedy roasts here at least since 2011. I remember back then, Adam Gazzola was the manager of this place, and John and I would always say to each other, man, at least it's never going to get this bad. And here we are almost 5 years later, unpleasantly surprised. No, you guys have done great. Downtown Bar's come a long way. Sometimes I'll be at First and Main and people will be on their way out and they'll ask me about other bars in the area. And I'll say, well, the Downtown Bar's right around the corner. Oh, isn't that gay bar? No, that's the... Yeah. Have a good time. All right. Working the camera tonight is Nate Baptist. He's a musician who has a podcast. No, the other one. The other one. The other one. No, the other one. No. He does good work, guys. Sareth Ney, he may look like an infant, but he speaks and thinks like a 13-year-old. So he is definitely one of the most unique people I've ever met, but that got me thinking about what it means to be unique. And that got me thinking that maybe it's just no one else wanted to choose to be that way. That makes the most sense. I'm going to go ahead and bring up your first roaster. Is he here? He was the one we weren't sure about. There we go. All right. I don't know him at all, so this is going to be the nicest intro you're going to hear tonight. Your next roaster is James Curtis. He has two first names, asshole, pig, and last name. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm the guy he was talking about. That's not the comedian. That's gonna make them look fucking great. I guess I'm supposed to roast them, but I don't know two of them. Mike Sword. Howdy. I don't know, your head looks like a dick. Beeman. I don't know what to say, dude. That mustache is just like staring at me like, I dare you to say something. You other two, no, fuck you guys. I don't know them. So bad.
What's up, James?
You sexy bitch.
Thank you.
Yeah!
Some of you may have seen him in the recent Ninja Turtles movie. It's because you look like Megan Fox. I miss you, man. I love this guy. I wish I had more funny shit to say. Remember that time we went to L.A. and I met like an actor that I loved, and then I found out he was gay, and then you told me, it's okay, James, to feel like you're gay, and you leaned in for a kiss, and I didn't come up with the end of that joke. Thank you. By the way, man, I love you, dude. I told you guys. I'm gonna make you look golden. Blowjobs, anal, shit on our dicks. I love you, and I'm gonna miss the fuck out of you. Stay away from them gators, and you might be Cambodian, but they're gonna call you black down there. So, be careful. Good luck, my man.
James Curtis, everybody. Our next roaster, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you about a dream I had recently. I dreamt that, like, just everything was falling apart. I dreamt that I was divorced, that I was like 30 pounds heavier, that I had this stupid 90s Jersey Shore fade haircut, and just nothing was going right. I woke up in a cold sweat, and I called John Brown and told him I loved him. He and I have been doing comedy here for about over 4 years now. He is my best friend in the whole world. We have co-founded Steel City Stand Up. We have done Sareth Ney's podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, my before picture. Give it up for John Brown!
That's Charley, everybody. Keep it going for Charley. It's wonderful to be here at the Downtown Bar. I once described this building as a place where depressed Smurfs go to drink themselves to death. Now I can best describe it as a place where only Vanity Smurf would go and drink himself to death. It's great to be here. It's a place where comedians pretend to be funny. Once in a while men pretend to be women. And hairdressers pretend to be comedians. Josh Cooley in the house, everybody. He's not on the panel, but I wrote that joke anyway. I'm like, I gotta use it. I'm using that shit. Sorry about the phone, everybody. I just found out I was doing this thing a couple days ago. And I just started writing about 15 minutes ago, so... I don't know a lot of these guys on the panel, so I had to rely on Facebook to, form some impressions, and as a result, I spent a good chunk of my day cyber stalking these guys. And best I can tell, it looks like you guys are probably used to a little cyber stalking. Get a text every once in a while that says, "Who the fuck is tagging you at the Downtown Bar? Who even goes to the Downtown Bar?" I've seen the women you guys run with and the lifestyle that you lead, and I gotta say I don't approve. There's a lot of middle fingers flying around willy-nilly in your photos, you guys. In my day, you reserved a middle finger for when you wanted to be particularly cool or really fuck up a class picture. But with you guys, it's like customary. Oh, you got a camera? Fuck your camera. It's like saying cheese with this crowd. Based solely on his photos, Sean Beeman strikes me as the guy who maybe sent in an audition tape to Jackass. Like, he's part of the reason they put the disclaimer, "We don't watch the tape, stop sending the tape." Quick fact about Sean's Facebook profile: you see a lot of pictures of him posing with attractive women, while at the same time his relationship status is single. Which leads me to believe he's either getting all the pussy or none of the pussy. That's an assumption, of course, that relies on the idea that Sean is a straight male, which I realize in today's social climate, you're not supposed to assume that kind of shit. So, I would like to withdraw all my statements about Sean Beeman. You guys know those Norwegian death metal guys that like killed each other and ate each other's brains and shit?
Yeah.
It's because of those guys that I don't want to say anything offensive about Michael Sword. Kind of just want to stay the fuck off of Mike's radar, you know what I mean? He looks like the brownest guy that's allowed in the white supremacist group. Like when they go on a march, they make him go out front in case somebody starts throwing bricks. A little after 3 this afternoon, Mike posted on the event page for this show, "Already drinking." So I really hope he doesn't remember any of this. Because it looks like he also spent a lot of time at Phil's, and I don't fucking trust any of those people. By the way, ladies, Michael Sword, also single. I couldn't find James Curtis on Facebook because apparently he's too cool to interact with the rest of us. I did, however, find the Widowhood Effect, which is a good name for the band because as I understand it, the effect of widowhood is it makes women sad. They start looking for other men. I should have switched those around. I'm not really sure which is which, but from what I could gather, this band consists of Chubby Leonard Skinner. There's a guy whose facial piercings don't match the genre of music they're playing. And there's a drummer. I would best describe their music as, well, you know they're going to be playing tonight. You guys draw your own conclusions. But I will say this, shorts with combat boots was not okay in the 90s, and it's not okay now. If anybody was to walk into one of these open mics or a comedy show and shoot that bitch up Sandy Hook style, it would be Bojon. With his loose definition of the word joke and his loose understanding of how microphones work, Bojon is quickly becoming the least talked about comedian in the Southern Colorado scene. I challenged him to a game of Soul Calibur 4 tomorrow for his blog Bojon Challenges, so I'm trying to get in his head. You're mine, motherfucker. Instead of talking about Bojon directly, allow me to use this opportunity to plug my appearance on his blog. You know, whenever he gets around to writing that shit. I'll also be appearing at Studio A64 on March 13th.
Smoking weed.
Charley McMullen can best be described as a 12-year-old boy, trapped in the body of a 12-year-old boy. Because we run together so often, a lot of people would joke that Charley and I are like an old married couple, which is nonsense, because I have never wanted to tie a belt around Charley's neck while I was fucking him. How can I be married to Charley if I've never thought about a way of getting away with murdering him? That one's bad, sorry. I told you I just wrote this shit today. I consider my time with Charley as like penance for my time spent as a high school bully making fun of his kind and slamming him into lockers. Kind of like that racist coach that has to let the black kid live with him so the kid can still play on the team. He's open-minded, but he's keeping an eye on the silverware, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what the connection is there. Which brings me finally to our guest of honor, Sareth Ney. We call him the guest of honor even though this whole thing was his idea. DIY performing arts in Pueblo when Sareth announced that he's going to be leaving town. And it was even worse when he didn't fucking leave. Now here we are again saying goodbye to our friend with just a little less enthusiasm, a little more impatience, and more than a little suspicion that Sareth is just fucking with him. Let's see how many different shows I can name after myself. How many different times I can get these stage whores to suck my dick into a live microphone. I promise if he doesn't leave this time, I'll lead the campaign to exile Sareth to Avondale. Sareth is the only Cambodian person I've ever met. And now I'm super racist against Cambodians. For example, Cambodians have multiple personality disorder, apparently. They're sex perverts, even though they never have sex. Watching Sareth do stand-up comedy is a little bit like watching a late-stage Michael J. Fox make a sex tape. It's not going to be good, exactly, but it'll be entertaining. That one's evil. I made up a sex position in honor of Sareth. It's called the Wu Man Chew. First thing you do is you find a Wu Man. Woman. Get it, Wu Man. Find yourself a Wu Man. Chop her hands off with a machete. And you chew on them while you fuck her. That's the Wu Man Chew. Threw in a little flavor Cambodia there with the machete. That's off the dome, everybody. It's not on my phone or nothing. I want to tell you guys my favorite Sareth story. I ran into Sareth at Denver Comic-Con, and he was there in full Wu Man Chew gear, taking pictures of people and blowing minds, and there was a million jokers. There's 200 assholes dressed like Doctor Who, but there was only one Wu Man Chew. And somewhere out there, there's a picture of a super hot Wonder Woman in a movie quality costume with props and everything, and she's being... There's a lot of people out there that don't know how to live their own lives, so they don't want you to live yours either. And Sareth isn't one of those people. Sareth is anything is possible type of motherfucker, and I love that about him. We're gonna miss you, man. Thanks a lot for having me tonight.
John Brown, everybody. That is the happiest you're gonna see him this year. One thing I would like to mention before bringing up our next speaker, if you're here tonight and if you're going to watch this later, go to Sareth's Kickstarter. For less than $1 a day, you can give him breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The rest of his family would really appreciate it, guys. Thanks. Your next speaker is someone I don't know. I'm just meeting him today, so all I have to go off on is your appearance and your name. So I would like to compliment you first of all for the dangling goatee bald head combo. I like people that just say "fuck you, Mother Nature." There will be hair on my head. Defying the odds. His name is Michael Sword. I don't know why that is his name, but when I think of swords, because I'm a fan of the sideshow, I think of Swallow, so if you guys play your cards right, his name just might make sense to adults. Give it up for Mike Sword, ladies and gentlemen!
Hey, what the fuck, man? I know most of you, right? Shit. This is some good shit, right? Like, I have zero anything prepared for this other than my fucking hair, obviously. Right? This is true. What he said is true. This is defying the odds. This is the only thing I get. And I'm not like this motherfucker. Right? This guy actually has skills and hair, which I'm pretty jealous of, but you know, I get more bitches, so it's alright. what I'm fucking talking about. You know what I'm saying? 3 times a week, babe. Anyway, you know, this is a fucking great honor. You know, one thing, I'm not a fucking comedian, I'm a musician. You know, I've been a musician for a long ass time. I have utmost respect for these fucking, sometimes, funny motherfuckers. I've had the opportunity to run sound for some of them down at Phil's Radiator and shit. I had the opportunity to come down here and drink, I guess, I think I drank down here, I don't know, I don't remember. But,
Yeah, I bought you a drink.
yeah, Scoot bought me a fucking drink, and yeah, I'm fucked up now. So, you know, I had a whole plan before I came up here, and yeah, now I can't remember it. So, I'm just gonna go with what I know, like, you know, like some of these fucking people. That's right, I was drinking at fucking, you know, 3 o'clock, I guess, today. You know, and it's true, you know, the whole reason I'm here is for this motherfucker, but I'm gonna start for this guy right here, right? That's a noisy guy. You know, he's a great singer, he's noisy and fucking stuff. But, you know, he's awesome, dude. And I've seen you before, man, you're funny as fuck. You're like tonight you were funny as fuck, you know, kudos to you. That's good stuff. You know, it makes me feel better. You're a little bit bigger than me, because I'm pretty compact. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking awesome. That fucking guy right here. Yeah, I have so much dirt on him. Like you probably shouldn't even see him right now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, maybe there's a little more dirt on his fucking lip.
Yeah.
I've seen him passed out in more fat chicks' assholes than anybody. You might got some pictures. I got some fucking pictures too, right? He takes a lot of pictures, you know. Kudos to him.
I got pictures too, bud.
You goddamn. Like you said, you know, I'll retract those statements about Sean Beeman from this point forward. Who the fuck else is here? Yeah, someone got me high in the parking lot earlier. I don't do that, you know? So it was pretty fun. It's like every 90 days, I'm like, But the whole reason we're here is for fucking sending this asshole Sareth off. I mean, come on, man, I've done some cool shit, and I think I'm an innovator sometimes. You know, I'm like, yeah, I do some cool shit on my fucking sword, right? And, I don't wear a fucking cape. I don't have the balls to do that. Who the fuck has the balls to wear a cape around? He's gotta be swinging low, and I'm not gonna feel around and find out. You know, I'm gonna take his fucking word for it. You know, if you're gonna wear a cape, okay. Clang away, baby. But, you know, he's done a lot of fucking shit for us, and, you know, I like to, you know, it's an honor for me to be here, as I feel like kind of a spokesman for all these fucking musicians around here. You know, I've done a lot of goddamn shit over the years. I'm old and crusty, and I hate all of you, pretty much. You know what I mean? So.
Love you.
But he's done a lot of shit for us, you know. He's wrote some articles, put us on the fucking Examiner, all that shit. Him and this guy over here doing the podcast and all that. You know, that's good shit for us. We don't get to do none of that shit. We're just broke and angry and, you know, angsty and shit. I try to pretend we're teenagers and play some music and stuff and go, I fucking hate you, whatever. But, you know, he publicizes that shit for us, you know, and that's great exposure. So, like, for all of us to, you know, all of us that play music in any way, shape, or form, thank you, Sareth.
Yeah!
And now fuck off, all right? Like, I thought you were going to leave the other day, and I was all sad. I'm like, well, I thought he's gone. And then he's like, hey, you want to come and roast me? I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. You motherfucker. All right, yeah, what the fuck? Okay, so a couple weeks ago, I'm like, dude, I should have fucking like called him or texted him or something. Did he leave? And I didn't think to ask, because I don't give a fuck You know what I mean? I love you and shit, but I don't give a shit. I'm like, he's gonna have some cool shit going on, because you work for what, fucking Clyde Barker and shit, right? So you're gonna have some cool shit lined up, obviously. So, fuck you. You know what I mean? Did you leave? Yeah, fuck yeah. Anyway, but, you've taught me a lot, and especially about all the dirty shit that you talk, man. Fuck. And my masturbation level is way the fuck up here now, dude. Because I'm old, dude. Like, I'm pushing 40 now, and it gets tough after a while. You think, old lady with the fucking, just walking around, and they're like, hey, sonny, you want to help me with this lawnmower? And then you're like, bounce, bounce, bounce. And no. And now I'm going to do the fucking sea-doo. Yes. So you've taught me a lot about that. Which I'm thankful, the sex life gets tough once you hit this age, and it's really hard. Jesus Christ. I masturbate about you enough, okay? But we're all gonna miss you in some way, shape, or form. Like, Thanksgiving was dope. I was glad that we all passed out from a food coma, and the same thing, watching football or whatever. I wish you the best, you know what I mean? I hope that everything you're going down there is for a better reason than, like, your dirty perversions. And you're doing, like, something pure, and, because I don't, I want to hear some weird shit and be like, yeah, I did know Sareth. I did, yeah. Well, I met him once or twice, but like he's down there, he's like these fucking alligators or something. I don't want to hear none of that shit. So I hope what you're doing is pure. But good luck anyway. I mean, we're all gonna fucking miss you, and I wish you got drunk, dude, because fuck, I am, right? That's pretty apparent, right? That's pretty apparent. Like, I'm pretty fucked up. Yeah. Okay. But it was an honor to be up here with real comedians and shit, like that will actually do this stuff. You know what I mean? Like I said, you guys are dead. The downtown bar and shit. Like, this is good stuff. Everybody that came out to say later's baby to this fucking guy. Who knows? This might be like you said. It's a couple of. I'm leaving. Yeah, right. Anyway, thank you all. That was my time.
Michael Sword, ladies and gentlemen.
Have another one, Mike.
That reminded me, there was this one time I saw a drunk dude whisper into a microphone for 20 minutes. Which is neither here nor there. But thank you, Mike, for representing Pueblo musicians. I love you guys. A Pueblo musician is like a dive bar, you know what I mean? Like, something not everybody knows about. A lot of people don't even know they exist, and the upkeep is very minimal. They're fucking falling apart. They're condemned by the county. I don't remember the end of that. But our next speaker, ladies and gentlemen, his name is Bojon. I've seen him do stand-up for a number of years. I met him through Garrett Waller. I think when Garrett stood up, Bojon fell out. I don't know where he was. But that's how I met him. And of all the jokes that I saw him do that first night, you're probably going to hear him right now. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, for the one Bojon.
I really don't know what to say here, folks. Thank you, Charlie. Why don't you do me a favor? Go like this. Now you remind me of all my exes. I'm one of the only people on stage here that you'll notice that I don't have a arrest record. Give it up for Garrett Waller for showing up. John Brown, you look like if I took my fear, depression, and anger and put it into a human body. You notice when you say you're suicidal, you get all the help, support, and love that you need. But when you say you feel homicidal, they put you in the nut house? Just ask James Holmes and John Brown. Too soon, apparently. Sword. I'm not going to make too much fun of him, mostly because he looks like my future.
You wish.
I wish it was only that good. I can't grow a goatee worth shit. What else do I have on here? I already did try. You mentioned that we can find you on Facebook, Curtis. Mostly because convicts can't get Facebook accounts. But he was popular before anyone else on stage. He was in the 1998 appearance of Cops. Slow burn. Beeman, only thing I'm going to say about you, of course, the mustache, dude. Okay, you put Beeman in an apron, he owns a restaurant. Put him in overalls, he's the instant plumber. Put him in a jean jacket, instant sex offender. Have you guys seen around town some cats shouldn't reproduce posters? I'm just saying Beeman would be the perfect poster child for vasectomies.
You thought it was funny.
I amused myself. I don't know, is that everyone? I think I got everyone. I don't care about these fuckers. Let's get to the man of the hour. Sareth Ney. This is my third time I've performed for your going away tournament? Fourth? Yeah, okay, yeah, dig your own grave. You're moving to Florida, right? How does it feel being the smartest person in Florida?
Amazing.
That's a bath salt joke. What the hell can we say about you? Last time I saw you, you left the open mic night early to go get high with your mom. You know what we call that in the stoner community? A dick move. Because you didn't invite us. Oh yeah, I gotta leave early because I'm gonna get high with my mom. And bye guys. Fucker. If anyone asks, you could just tell them that you got sunburned on the raft. Sareth sounds Cuban, right? You look like a black Voldemort with a nose. Did they leave you in that cauldron a little bit too long? One thing about Sareth's comedy I can say, it's a lot like anal sex with someone who's not prepared for it. Shit everywhere. Sareth, you've been called a Goomba from the Mario Brothers movie. You've been called a Ninja Turtle, and you describe your dream woman as April O'Neil. I think you're going to end up marrying someone more like Cruella de Vil. Think about it, you're Asian, so you'd be able to tailor her puppy suit. And be able to make chicken fried rice after with the dead dogs. Just for you, you sick fucker, I invented the new sex move. I'm so egotistical, I named it the Bojon. To perform the Bojon, you have to have one participant disappointed in the sex. And then the other person will lie about how disappointed the other person was about the sex. Then I realize every time I have sex, I perform the Bojon.
That's sad.
You want to change that?
No.
That's even sadder. I do have to mention back here, there's this blonde chick back here, she's been taking like 50 selfies. Every time I see her. No, don't like that one. No, I guess I'm still just, no. I have nowhere to go with that besides calling you ugly. I wasn't gonna go there. I'm still trying to get laid. Sareth, back to the man of the hour. Sareth, you wanted to become a superhero? Boom, you did it. You want to become a journalist? Boom, you did it. You want to change the face of music, comedians for the town of Pueblo? I think you've done it. So, you've done everything you've set your mind out to.
That's my girlfriend you're talking about.
It's a roast.
I think you can still take me though. But the point is, you can do anything you set your mind to. Why the fuck are you still a virgin? Me and Sareth actually one time before the first time he left, we went to go get lunch at a local Chinese restaurant. Chinese food. But for some reason, the waitress gave him 2 butter knives. And the entire time, I'm talking to him, it's not catching on. He's staring at these 2 butter knives. It's like, Sareth, what's wrong? Oh, Americans so stupid. They're chopstick flat. I love that because it's racist, but you can't pinpoint where. So, Sareth, you invaded our bedrooms with such moves as the Sea-Doo, the Winter Storm, and the BP oil spill. And just like anal sex, you forced our way into our hearts and into our lives. We're gonna miss you, man, and I can't believe you're going. Only good. Go ahead. I can take all the applause I can take. I don't know, a sentimental moment. I'm not really for Sareth, we're gonna miss you. I thank you for your opportunity for being on your podcast, doing everything you've done in Pueblo. I don't know if you put the spot on the map or just the brown mark. Shit street. Everybody, I am Bojon. Thank you, Sareth.
Bojon, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you were wondering why everyone's making a sexual position joke. If you've ever seen Sareth do stand-up, that's a popular bit of his where he talks about all these filthy sex positions and gives them creative names. It's pretty hot. The only one I don't think he's ever done is the joke teller. People have been talking about his appearance all night. I love the way Sareth looks. To me, he looks like the kid that would be on the episode of the Maury Povich show with The Thing. Like, not the father, really? Your next speaker, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know him very well, so I don't want to be too mean. I've only known Sean Beeman to come into karaoke just occasionally, and he almost never sings, which is unfortunate because I like a good puppet show. But we have a lot of friends in common. I know he's a very good friend and a huge supporter of the arts. Give it up for Sean Beeman, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello guys. So I've known this guy since middle school, and I don't really have much, but when I first met him, he came up, I was in 7th grade, he was 6th grade, and he came up to all of us kids. We were playing basketball with a book of Your Mama jokes and started wrecking us all. So I have a bunch of Your Mama jokes for everyone and for him. So James, your mama's like a squirrel. She can't keep nuts out of her mouth. Bojon. Your mama's like a shotgun. 2 cocks and she's ready to blow. Alright. This bald, goofy ass. Love you, Sorg, but your mama's so dirty. Yes, I know that. That's why it's hard to do. But anyways, your mom is so dirty that Saddam Hussein tried to import her bathwater.
Because she's dead.
Sorry. John. Your mom is like a boomerang. She keeps coming back for more. And our roaster, Charlie. Your mama is so ugly. She uses a line of makeup called Why Bother? Now getting back to Sareth, my best friend. I got like 3 or 4 for you, buddy.
Alright.
Your mama's so fat, she got to use an iron board or iron to put her pants out on the I screwed that one up. On the driveway. Your mama's so fat when she beeps, when her beeper goes off, people think she's backing up. Your mom is so fat, she got arrested at the airport for 10 pounds of crack. Your mom was so fat, so fat, Mount Everest tried to climb her. So while he was in England, when he was in 14, he was so obsessed with your mama jokes that he'd write them on paper and put them on the window. I guess he got some really good looks from it. And then he got a bus full of French kids to throw up the West Side.
It was from Wu Manchu.
Right? What can I say? This is one of my best friends, man. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have pictures posted on the Examiner. I wouldn't have got to shoot the last Mayhem Festival. One of my favorite bands. He looks out for me, and I'm gonna miss him. So I love you, Brother Darkness. Thank you.
Sean Beeman, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to just very briefly observe a moment of silence for all the pieces of Laffy Taffy that were skinned alive for his set. They will be missed, and they were delicious. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you have had sex with Sareth Ney, you can tell because you've rolled your eyes every time he's been referred to as the man of the hour. For those of you who don't know, this whole thing has been a send-off. He is going to Florida because he's shaken up local entertainment, music, comedy. He is an innovative thinker in an age that desperately needs them. And he's going to Florida, so obviously he's starting at the bottom and working his way up. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Sareth Ney.
Give it up for Charley McMullen. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. Bad night for a porn star, that's for sure. So, glory hole blooper there. I'd like to thank the Downtown Bar, Keith, for always supporting the arts. He's amazing, man. He's amazing. Charley McMullen for Roast Master. I swear, he looks as if Kevin Smith was a stunt double for Cameron Diaz and There's Something About Mary.
Hair and all.
Mr. James, I used to manage the Widowhood Effect. I love them like brothers. You know, they took me on tour with them. It was amazing. I had a freak accident when he tucked his cock and balls in between his legs and came at me like a raptor. It was just like Jurassic Pork, you know. Freaked me out. But the Widowhood Effect is more than a mouthful. That's more than I can say about his penis. I've never had it in my mouth or anything, but he likes to show it off to me, and I think it's flattering. It gets me all hot and bothered already. Mr. John Brown, you and Charlie, I swear, you guys inspire me to be my best, to do comedy without any notepads or journals or notes, and I thank you. And if it was a WWE panel, I swear to God, I got some awesome wrestlers here tonight. First of all, I'd like to do a throwback, if I will, with all my cast here. With Charlie and John, we have the Natural Disasters. With Mr. Mike Sword, we have Mr. King Kong Bundy.
I ain't even mad, bro. I was drunk.
We have James Curtis, the night the Ultimate Warrior died. Rest in peace, Ultimate Warrior. I'm so sorry. We got Bojon, a.k.a. the Brooklyn Brawler. Never wins a match at all. Not even on Match.com. You know, he talked about me and my mom getting high, and he is the only person I know that can smoke more than Method Man, Snoop Dogg, Cypress Hill combined. And for proof, he is slower than a short bus crossing a railroad crossing. And Mr. Sean Beeman, my best friend. We go back like you wouldn't believe.
To Cali.
Yep. And he looks like Hulk Hogan before the balding happened, before the steroids, before the vitamins, before the prayers.
My favorite wrestler too.
Yes. You're living on a prayer like Bon Jovi, and these boys hate them. And I know that. But Bon Jovi. But with I'm supposed to leave, and this is my 4th time leaving. Trying to. I swear.
Damn it.
I'm sorry. I'll get out of here soon, I promise. But you guys inspired me to do comedy without notepads, and I truly appreciate that. James, you taught me how to be a manager, a publicist, a marketing machine, how to book a tour, how to book shows, how to reach out to just random strangers and give them a stranger. And it worked, I got you paying gigs, but my mouth is sore. And so is my asshole, but that's a different story. That's for a different day. Mr. Mike Sword, you taught me how to have courage. You taught me how to be in the fucking pit. You taught me how to write while people are bumping me into the stage. You are the sound man of all sound men. You are the man of Southern hospitality. The food was the bomb on Thanksgiving Day when nobody else would take me.
Fuck yeah.
Who doesn't want a weird superhero at their table saying grace? It's the weirdest thing. Mr. Bojon, thank you for being consistent with comedy. You're there at every show no matter who's throwing it, whether it's Pueblo Funny, Steel City Stand Up, 719 The Blocks, you're always there. You even go to Springs, that is commitment. And I wish you the best. And Mr. Sean Beeman, we will cover more shows when the time is right, when I come back eventually, or when we meet somewhere.
Yes, sir.
We will get you more mayhem. We will get you more Dillinger's Game Plan. We'll go backstage and kick it with your favorite musicians like I have, and I can't wait to introduce you to them. And your photography, whether it's landscape or music, is freaking phenomenal. You shoot them like nobody's business. Mr. Nate Baptist, pulling me up on stage, having me sing my song. I masturbate me.
You better sing that. You better sing that.
Only if he had his guitar.
We have a guitar.
You asshole. Alright, I'll tell you what, I will sing it if you guys stick around for the widowhood effect.
Yeah.
And I'll make an ass out of myself one more time.
That's how homies are.
It's as dirty as my sex positions that I make up on the fly. On this fly. I also have, it was a no cover charge, and what I'm starting is a new journalism scholarship. That's what I majored in, that was my emphasis. And I want to pass it on forward to the next crazy journalists like Hunter S. Thompson, like Wu Manchu, like, what's that guy that got screwed over on that Iraq thing? That's what Brian Williams, that crazy motherfucker. Thank you. I don't watch the news. Thank you. Yeah. We're all a little crazy, you know. Just me, I guess. And thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
We go back like porns, Playboys, and biscuits.
Yeah.
And I guess that's it for me.
Hey,
Yes, sir, Mr. James.
Mr. Ref.
Mr. Red.
Ignite Fools for Life, MB45, Manimal, this is for you. I love you, man. This is for everybody that's here as well. We couldn't have celebrated this way in any way, shape, or form. Now fucking drink, motherfucker! And that's the end of the roast. Stay tuned for the widowhood effect. Fuck yeah.
Background music.
Alright, don't worry, the music's not over just yet. Thank you, Brandon, for trusting me.
Alright, ladies and